Hi, my name is Julie Pollock, and tonight I'll be talking with you about the importance of breastfeeding infants. Before we begin this presentation, I'd like to let you know that the information gathered here is from La Ligue International, Breastfeeding A through Z, and Credo Reference. And here's my audience. And now we begin the presentation. Infants should be breastfed because breastfeeding positively affects everyone by positively affecting both mom and baby physically, emotionally, and psychologically. These effects occur through both breast milk composition, milk changes, and even the infant's saliva contents. Speech topics today will be what is breastfeeding, what is breast milk, how does it change, how does this affect both mom and baby, what are the problems of breastfeeding? What are the solutions to these problems? How does breast milk compare to other alternatives? And the conclusions of breastfeeding infants. Breastfeeding is the intentional act of delivering food from mom's body into baby's body. Breast milk is a naturally made, nutritionally sufficient food for babies, aiding them in physical growth, brain development, and even immunity. Breast milk is 100% nutritionally satisfactory for infants 0 to 6 months. It has beneficial effects for toddlers as well. Breast milk changes from colostrum in the first couple of days into transitional milk in the first couple of weeks, and then finally graduates into mature milk. All of these different changes are just for baby's growth rate, so will change both in volume and in composition based on the baby's gender, which mom can detect in utero through surges of either estrogen in females or testosterone in males. Breast milk will continue to be produced as long as the baby feeds, so this will start before the baby is even born, in infancy, and throughout toddlerhood if mom chooses to continue. When baby breastfeeds, oxytocin is released, which initiates bonding behaviors between both mother and child and can even reduce postpartum depression after mom delivers baby. Breast milk contains other hormones as well, such as melatonin, which can improve the baby's sleep cycles, and serotonin and dopamine, which can improve the baby's emotional state. Babies will consume mom's calories when they breastfeed, and this allows them to grow at a healthy speed and also helps moms to eliminate the extra baby weight that they gained during pregnancy. Breastfeeding allows for continued communication between mom and baby. So when baby breastfeeds, some of the saliva will be backwashed into mom's breast tissue. The mom can detect these different pathogens inside the baby's saliva and make antibodies specifically for them. She can even help the baby to attack cancerous cells later on in life, such as leukemia. Breastfeeding can also reduce illnesses such as asthma and even ear and respiratory infections. Breast milk can also contribute to the baby's healthy intestinal flora by delivering healthy bacteria that act as probiotics. This can reduce the risk of things like colic and even childhood obesity. Breast milk affects brain development as well, increasing the child's IQ and can even lower the risk of sudden infant death syndrome in half. This is because breast milk can improve the development of the brainstem, such as the medulla oblongata, which keeps our hearts beating and our lungs breathing, even while we're asleep or unconscious. Breastfeeding can reduce the risk of breast cancer in mom by allowing her to shed the breast cells, and can also reduce her risk of developing osteoporosis in the future by allowing her to have bone remodeling in the future once breastfeeding is over. The lowered estrogen levels during breastfeeding can act as a natural birth control for a certain duration of time during breastfeeding, allowing mom's body to heal after delivering her child. Diet and exercise are very important during breastfeeding, and this healthy diet can help mom to improve her lifestyle, and the exercise can also help her in her emotional state. Since baby eats whatever mom eats, this can help them to be less picky eaters in the future, allowing them to have an expanded palate and helping them to integrate into their cultural dietary norms, and also why mom should limit the amount of alcohol and drug use in her system, as these can be transferred over to baby. So what's wrong with breastfeeding? What are the problems, counterclaims, and solutions? Well, contrary to some unpopular belief, breastfeeding is not inappropriate or sexual. In fact, it has been around since the beginning of time, ever since humans existed, as we are mammals and all mammals breastfeed. It is as natural as childbirth. Babies may consume more milk at a higher frequency of times during the night if they are breastfed, but because of the different hormones that are produced during the night, actually, babies can sleep more soundly during the times that they are asleep during the nighttime and can help moms to have natural energy during the day. Breastfeeding will not make babies completely dependent upon mothers. In fact, this has largely to do with mom's parenting style. Breastfeeding can allow moms and children to have a healthy relationship and can leave the child psychologically satisfied. Breastfeeding could cause mom to feel a loss of autonomy, but this could be true with feeding the child through any means, as children should be held as they're fed in order to ensure that the child is getting a sufficient amount of food healthily. Breastfeeding moms can actually feel very empowered, as their breast milk is specifically made for the child that they made themselves. Thankfully, breastfeeding in public bathrooms has become a thing of the past, as publicly breastfeeding is now legal in all 50 states. So now, breastfeeding can be done whenever and wherever the child gets hungry. Breastfeeding babies at work is now more possible than ever, as employers are becoming more lenient with the amount of work that moms are able to take home with their children or taking their children to work with them. If neither of these options are available, pumping is also a great solution for breastfeeding moms. An inconvenient thing that can happen for moms is milk letdown at odd times. This can lead to stained clothes and embarrassment. Thankfully, we have nursing pads and nursing bras specifically for this to soak up the extra milk letdown. Painful breastfeeding can arise and is a common issue for new moms. However, if you are to consult a lactation specialist, they could help you with this positioning problem, or alternatively, there are options such as nipple guards to relieve the pressure. Engorgement, which is an overfill of the breast tissue, is due to an under-excretion of breast milk if the child isn't able to breastfeed enough in order to alleviate the pressure. Other alternatives for alleviating the pressure would be hand expressing or pumping. Mastitis, which is an infection of breast caused by a clogged milk duct, can also be prevented by breast pumping or hand expression, and can also be prevented by soothing solutions such as salves and balms. Milk shortage it can also become an issue for mothers, and having the child receive enough milk during breastfeeding times can also be a concern. This can be alleviated by pumping and measuring the amount of milk that is placed into the bottle so you know that they are growing sufficiently. And milk volume can be increased by either ingesting different dietary foods or supplements. Other serious concerns for breastfeeding mothers and complications that can arise is if the mother is ingesting medications that could be transferred through the breast milk, or if she is going through radiation or chemotherapy after fighting cancer. A more popular solution for breastfeeding moms is to gather milk from milk banks or have milk donations sent right to their home so the child can still be breastfed even if mom isn't able to breastfeed her themselves. Other breastfeeding complications for the infant, such as galactocemia, which is an inability to metabolize a simple sugar in the breast milk, and PKU, which is an inability to metabolize an amino acid found in breast milk, can leave the child with both brain damage and physical damage. It can even lead to death. So for these children, breastfeeding is not an option, and other lactose-free alternatives must be ensue. Other breastfeeding alternatives may be formula specifically made for children that have something such as PKU, milk alternatives, or milks derived from other sources such as coconuts, milks, almond, or even soy milk. As you can see, breast milk is the most ultimate superfood for babies, and although we've tried to mimic this with formula, it just can't really get there, can't come close. Breast milk is also the ultimate delivery system for babies. Animal milk is species specific, so although it may be close in content, to human milk, goat's milk is only made for goats, and cow's milk is only made for cows. So, in summary, baby should be breastfed because breastfeeding positively affects baby physically, emotionally, and psychologically. And moms should breastfeed their babies because it can benefit them as well, physically, psychologically, and emotionally. Breastfeeding can have benefits for them both during infancy and even throughout toddlerhood. So in conclusion, infants should be breastfed because breastfeeding positively affects everyone by positively affecting both mom and baby physically, emotionally, and psychologically. And here are the references for where I've gathered this information. Thank you.